Hello, Faye Bryant here with another daily devotion. Today we're looking at Philippians 4:9. Keep putting into practice all you learned and received from me, everything you heard from me and saw me doing. Then the God of peace will be with you. Philippians 4:9. Let's talk. Paul wrote to the believers at Philippi to examine his life and his teachings and to put that all into practice in their own lives. He preached and lived the truth of the gospel, wanting every believer to grow up in their faith. Sadly, today, there are leaders within our faith who are not what they seem. And even though they proclaim this challenge the same as Paul, they are not worthy of emulating. We must be careful. That's not what we're learning here today, though. We also can examine Paul's life and his teachings. We can put all of those into practice, knowing that we will grow and mature in our own faith. And we will become bold ambassadors for Jesus. We will place ourselves squarely in God's peace. The question is often asked now, what would you do if you knew you could not fail? Believers should ask, what would you do if you knew you had God's favor and peace by doing it? Yeah. We would travel through dangerous situations without fear. We would engage everyone, from the homeless on the streets to the highest leaders in a mansion, with the gospel of Jesus, expecting them to come to a saving knowledge of Him. We would go where God directs, no matter our concerns. We would know the culture to which we speak, so we could use every relevant song, poem, or incident to grab the attention of those listening. We would rise from our stonings, more verbal than physical these days, and go back to those who threw the rocks to gather them into the kingdom. In short, we would live our lives with God's plan at the forefront of every ounce, knowing that God's peace supersedes any high, any benefit found in anything else. What is God calling you to today? Do you need to pick up the phone? Go make a visit? Write a letter? Do you need to study and practice how to speak and share the gospel? Are you supposed to learn about a culture your heart seems drawn to? Is today the day to turn off the usual and get started putting God's plan first? Coffee, Bible, journal. The scriptures challenge us day in and day out. Sometimes we feel like we're supposed to start living that checklist life, but it's not true. We're supposed to move closer and closer to Christ in a relationship with Him. When we follow what Paul did, what Paul told us to, that's exactly what happens. We don't look for the checklist, we look for the Savior. And when we can move into His noonday shadow, so close that there is no shadow, then we will know Him and we will know His will for us. He promised that if we seek Him with all our hearts, we will find Him. That's what we need to get to today. Don't you think? Listen, if you have something to share, a testimony of how this has worked in your lives, share what you are doing to move forward in your lives. Tell me how your faith has matured. Tell me how your faith is growing more today than it was yesterday. Just drop it in the comments. Let's talk. And let me know what you think. Either one, we're good. If you want to be sure that you don't miss a daily devotion, subscribe. Hit the bell so you get the notifications. And if you want to be sure that you do not miss some of the other videos I've done, click over here. For now, I'm Faye Bryant. Bye.